Hey yo, it's August the 5th, 2017, and I want to talk to y'all about a certain sort of situation. And let me just preface this by saying it is deadly serious. You're going to see a lot of deaths, and you're also going to see a lot of suicides as a result of the certain situation in which I'm talking about. And it's a certain situation that most people aren't privy to, alright? They don't have any kind of idea. Before I start off, let me tell you, this has everything to do with the Luke Callahan situation. But not only that, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of little boys out here who are falling victim to this certain sort of deadly situation. And I'm going to try and detail it for you real quick. And hopefully you keep up, because I understand this might be news to a lot of people. It's not news to me. I've been known about it. Alright, so before we dive into it, I do want to let y'all know I've come up listening to rap music. You know, I grew up on rap music, as well as a whole bunch of different other types of music. Basically American type music, rock and roll, country, and all, so jazz and all sort of other stuff. Alright, but I'm very well aware, and I was more so back in the day, well aware of the rap scene. Alright, and that's the scene that we're going to focus on right now, although technically we're talking about a whole bunch of different scenes, and we're gonna list those off too. The rap scene. Alright, I want to let y'all know, I'll leave a link down below. I seen years ago a specific episode of Bill O'Reilly, and a lot of people saw it back in the day. It included Killer Cam, alright, Cameron, who's a rapper back in the day, alright, late 90s, maybe early 2000s and stuff. He was doing his thing, and he got on Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly was like, dude, this rap music's tearing apart our children, and it's destructive, it's all sort of violent and things like that. We got to get Cameron on the show and tell him that he's ruining these children. Bill O'Reilly also had a local principal from out of New York, and he was talking about how Cameron's lyrics were ruining the lives of children. Alright, which, honestly, that's kind of, it's plausible to think, because a lot of Cameron's lyrics are very violent. Alright, they're very criminal in nature and stuff like that. What I respected about Cameron and his response, although it was not very eloquent, and in no way was this debate an actual debate on Bill O'Reilly. You'd be hard pressed to find Bill O'Reilly in and around a debate ever in his life. But what I respected about Cameron was he said straight out, listen, I'm a rapper. I talk about violent stuff, very maybe savage barbarian stuff. This is what I see in the streets all the time. Basically, you can look at me as some of a reporter, if you will. I'm reporting what I see in the streets. It does sound violent. There is a lot of curse words. There's a lot of misogyny to it, of course. That is what it is. I got the First Amendment. Cameron, what he pointed out was that these children who are being negatively affected by my music, that's terrible, but the problem is, the sincere heart of the problem is, these children do not have parents. They do not have stand-up parents to rely on, to model themselves after. And so they look every which way to try and find people to model themselves after, to include rappers, and that's a damn shame. This was a sentiment that Cameron put out many years ago, and it is a damn shame. I like a lot of Cameron's music from back in the day, and I gotta say, I respect that. I respect that he put that out there. Alright, fast forward to years from now. Okay, here's the situation that I want to point out to you. A lot of people don't know. As far as these gangster rappers or rappers out here is trying to act hard, they're all on the radio, they're all on TV, they're all over the place, man. You've probably seen them as an adult person. You've probably been off-put by it. You've probably seen it and thought, wow, that's mad ignorant. It's just full of violence, and it's kind of savage barbarism. I can totally see why you would say that, because it is. Alright, here's what I want to point out to you. A lot of people don't understand yet, but it's becoming more and more prevalent in the social consciousness, is that a lot of these rappers, a great deal of them, maybe even a majority of them, of these rappers who act hard, they do criminal things, or they portray criminal things, kind of criminal behavior and mindset. A lot of these rappers out here acting real tough, acting like they want to kill you for some reason. They'll call you a bitch on their own song. It's like, dude, why are you calling me a bitch? I was just listening to your song. Like, I don't know why you call me a bitch, but anyways, they act like this. They act real hard. Alright, here's what I gotta explain to y'all. A majority of these cats out here getting it all in their booty. And I mean it. Sincerely, all homo, up and down, side to side, getting it in their booties. The problem is not that they're getting it in their booties, because honestly, you could be a homo. It's 2017, dude. Nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares. Alright? You're still going to sell records. If you get it in your booty, stuff like that, you might as well just come out with it. But the problem that we have here is that a lot of these rappers and thug gangsters, they don't want to let you know. They're scared to let you know. Probably because traditionally there was a very homophobic vibe when it comes to, the black communities or whatever. Traditionally there was, and this probably would lead them to think that, they can't talk about this sort of a thing. They can't talk about it. They can't let you know. There's all sort of rappers out here who come in under homo allegations, and they're denying them up and down, left and right. They can't deny them hard enough. Secondly, a lot of times it looks preposterous. They start explaining themselves in very feminine and just inappropriate ways, right? They try to defend themselves saying, oh no, dude, I don't, you're gonna understand, the template goes that when they get called out, oh man, I thought y'all were doing some homo stuff, and they'll get on the Instagram, or they'll get on whatever live stream, and they'll be on the internet talking about, no, I don't do that, oh no, I don't do that sort of stuff, I don't be doing that homo stuff. But however, I don't really, I'm not speaking out against the homo stuff or anything. You want to be homo and all that, dude, but I don't do that. I certainly don't do that. Of course I don't do that. Please believe me. Please believe me that I don't do the homo stuff behind the scenes. What you have to understand is they do that homo stuff behind the scenes. I'm talking about all sort of drugs, jungle juice poppers, things like that. It's a drug-fueled homoerotic orgy that pops off a lot of the times here in and around these thug gangster rappers, dude. It really does happen, especially, but not only exclusively, but especially in places like Atlanta. That's a hotbed. That's a hotbed for sure. I mean, Pimp C told us about this a long time ago. Coincidentally, Pimp C died shortly thereafter, mysteriously. But the thing is, he was calling it back in the day, dude, especially in and out of Atlanta. You're going to have a lot of closeted homos, right? And like I said, the problem isn't that you're homo. Do your homo thing, dude. You're a grown man, and if you're grinding up against grown men, go for it, dude. I'm not going to stop you, nor do I care. I'm not going to buy your record either way. You might as well come out with it, because you're still going to sell records. People are still going to go to your show and stuff like that. Alright, so they're afraid. They're afraid to come out with their homo stuff. It's all behind the scenes. And might I add to you that it's not just gangster rappers, it's actually definitely infiltrated its way into small-time gangster environments. Like all sort of gang members who are not getting money, getting rapper money, getting celebrity money. They're also getting down in homo ways, and they don't want to let you know, alright? But they're absolutely doing it. Thing is, they might have been curious and stuff that came out without fathers and stuff. They're kind of mixed up in their brains. You pop them on mollies, they start sniffing up Jeffries. Guess what? They start feeling real good. They start feeling real good, real inhibited. All right, inhibited. All right, they start not having inhibitions. All right, and they start feeling real good. Soon enough, they're gonna find themselves in a room full of all their close fellas, and stuff's gonna pop off, dude. Homo stuff. All right, understand that. The problem is not the homo stuff that they're doing. The problem is that they're trying desperately to hide it. It causes rifts in your brain. Your brain starts acting all messed up. And of course you have all sort of money and fame and celebrity status and stuff like that. So you're trying your desperate best to do all sort of drugs and feel good about yourself, even though you're lying to yourself and everybody else that you do have homo tendencies. And you don't want it to be known. I'm not going to call out names. It's very easy to figure out who it is I'm talking about. A lot of different people. Alright, problem isn't that you're homo, and I think Tyler, the Creator, is kind of putting that out on Front Street right now. The problem is not that you're homo, it's that you're hiding it. You're desperately hiding it from everybody. Alright, here's where it comes to the deadly serious situation. Alright, understand that people trying to hide homo stuff desperately, and also at the same time trying to look as hard as possible, i.e. in Aaron Hernandez and stuff like that, they become very violent. You understand? Like, they'll kill people. And they'll kill themselves and stuff, i.e. and Aaron Hernandez and stuff like that. I don't know that, you know what, it's kind of hard to believe that Aaron Hernandez hung himself, to be honest with you. It really is. Regarding all that supervision that he was under anyways, real hard to believe that he did that. Alright, so, but I'll leave it at that. That's a totally different other video. Alright, but the thing is, they become very violent already. That is a problem, but not only that, the biggest problem is these little kids out here. They don't have guidance. You need to that is number one. Right, that may well be the only thing that we think about here, because I know there's a lot of things people think about. Oh, negative influences, oh, video games, oh, people are being bullied. You're making up excuses. The complete, utter heart of the matter is that these children don't have proper guidance at home. Might as well leave it at that, but just to go ahead and elaborate, these children, they go out in the world and they're all mixed up in their brains. These young men do not know how to become actual grown men. These young girls do not know how to grow up and be actual respectable young females. You're going to see it all over the place. It's very disturbing. If you want to go on Facebook, you're going to see it like 90 going north. Alright? What they try to do is fashion themselves, these young boys, after the gangster rappers. That's what they're going to try to do. Because they don't have any positive influences. Maybe they're going to fashion themselves after these athletes and entertainers and celebrities. Why? Because those people are getting money. Right? They see certain things, these young boys. They see those grown men getting money, getting ladies, getting all sort of fame and attention, all right? And they think to themselves, well, I want that stuff. I want to be just like that person. I want to model myself after that person. That gangster rapper, I want to be just like him. I want to get tattoos on my face. I want to do this and that. I want to be just like him. I want to be just like him because my situation is desperate and lonely. And I don't have no guidance. So I'm gonna use this guy as my role model. And these young kids will start listening to the gangster rap music. Alright, that a lot of people are off put by. And they're going to get major influence from these rappers. Alright, meanwhile, these rappers are popping all sort of mollies, getting it in their booty hole, huffing up jungle juice poppers so that it relaxes their muscles. Google it if you want. I know you never heard of it, but jungle juice poppers, alright, to relax all their muscles, feel all sort of good around their homies and stuff, and guess what? Homo stuff pops off. We know about it. Alright, it's becoming more and more obvious. Problem is that these young children who are modeling themselves on these behind-the-scenes homos, what they don't understand is that you're not going to see their money. You're not going to get their fame. You're not going to get the ladies that they get. You're talking about a 1 in 1,000 situation that you'll even be able to see any sort of, quote, success off of acting like a damn criminal and not not respecting yourself. Right? A lot of these children were going to try to model themselves after these people, and they're going to go down a dark, dark path. It's going to be desperate. It's going to be a lonely path. It's going to be very shameful. Things like that. Meanwhile, they are modeling themselves after behind-the-scenes homos. And nobody has a problem with homos. It's just that when it's behind the scenes and nobody knows and it's a big secret and you're not trying to tell nobody, that's when violent things happen. Very violent things. Alright? And these young children who are disillusioned, these young children out here who are looking for a role model, they found a role model and it's a stupid, retarded one. Lots of times when they realize, oh man, my situation ain't working out, I'm in desperate poverty just simply because I'm acting like these rappers. These rappers out here, they're getting all sort of money, and I'm trying to act just like them, but I'm not getting no money and stuff like that. I don't have any real friends hardly, and my parents really don't care what's on my Facebook and stuff like that. I might as well just commit suicide, dude. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. And dude, I know I'm kind of making a joke about it a little bit, but it's not a joking matter, actually. A lot of these children are going to commit suicide. The ones that don't commit suicide are going to end up in prison because they're stupid. They're not even good criminals. Nobody's teaching them how to be good criminals. If you listen to rap music, what you're going to learn is how to be a terrible, awful criminal and how to get caught. Right? You're going to end up in prison, or you're going to end up absolutely dead from gang violence and drug violence and all sorts of stuff. Right? Irregardless, it's a terrible, terrible, dark path that these children are going down. And it's important to note that they're modeling themselves after behind-the-scenes homos. A lot of them are going to find themselves going down that very same road of being behind-the-scenes homos, popping all sort of mollies, feeling real good with their homies. Alright? But what's most important is that they're going to lose their lives. What's actually most important is that they didn't have a father and mother at home, dude. Not righteous ones. Not ones who gave a damn. Alright? They did not have it. Has nothing to do with bullying. Has nothing to do with whatever it is, kind of excuses that you're going to make. Father and mother failed. And these kids are going to commit all sort of heinous acts upon themselves and others. That's what we're going to see because we're balls deep in the tribulation, alright? Get it understood. I mean, this ain't a situation that's going to go away. You're only going to see more and more and more and more behind the scenes homos, gangster rappers, athletes, celebrities, entertainers who don't want you to know about the jungle juice poppers. They don't want you to know about kicking it with their homies and stuff like that. Everybody knows. Everybody who pays attention knows all about your homo ways. Right? So you might as well just come out with it, right? Or are you ashamed of yourself? Is that why you smoke marijuana all day, every day? That's a bad sign. People who smoking marijuana all day, every day, that's actually a bad sign. People who are popping the mollies and all sorts of stuff and they can't even feel good without pills. That's a bad sign. You know what I'm saying? It's becoming more and more obvious every single day. And it's going to become more and more tragic. Unfortunately, what I got to tell y'all is we're going to see more suicides than we've been used to seeing. It is going to be a suicide explosion. That's what we're going to see. And there's going to be telltale signs all the way down the story. all the way up and down the feed is going to be telltale signs of a person who is absolutely desperate. They do not know how to grow up to be adults. They're going to off themselves. They're going to do criminal stuff, end up in prison, dead or worse. Alright, anyways, we're in the tribulation since August the 5th, 2017. I'll holler at y'all.